was enjoying some pickle juice out of the jar yesterday and thought to myself, has anyone tried selling this stuff before? Turns out someone has. Harris, Derner, and Michael Belicose founded the pickle juice company Brine Brothers, selling pickle juice as a hangover cure. This company generates $10K per month in revenue, demonstrating that if you're creative at marketing, you can sell pretty much anything. What's appealing to me about pickle brine at first glance is that it's a high margin product. The basic brine is made with 4 low-cost ingredients: water, white vinegar, sugar, and salt. You can also add peppercorn or chilies to add flavor too. The drink has all sorts of health benefits. You can soothe muscle aches, hydration, it's a hangover cure, just to name a few. In this video, I share the Brine Brothers startup costs and marketing strategies they use to build a pickle juice empire. I'm also going to share my warning about the business model at the end of the video. Let's get started. Let's start with the startup costs. This is a low-cost business to start right away. Business insurance, state filing fees, 99 designs for a logo, trademarks, UPC codes, food testing, and inventory. All in, the partners spent only $11,000 in 2016 to get their business started. Fast forward 3 years, and the business was already valued at $200,000. Not bad. The prototyping process for Brine Brothers pickle juice involved creating small batches in a commercial kitchen to test different flavors with family and friends. Once they found the flavor profiles they wanted, they started looking for co-packers so they could produce more of the stuff. Unfortunately, 95% of the co-packers they contacted ended the conversation when they mentioned pickle juice, since they didn't want their pickle flavoring to affect their bottling machines. Eventually, the partners were able to vet a list of co-packers that agreed to run pickle juice through their bottling machines, and they were in business. They also had to work with Cornell University and other colleges to learn how they could legally produce a consumable beverage and obtain approval letters for the co-packer. Overall, the prototyping process involved a lot of research, testing, overcoming obstacles to bring the concept to life. During the prototype phase, instead of using pickle jars, the team decided to use 750 milliliter bottles instead, or wine bottles. These made the product easier to pour and differentiated their brine from the bulky pickle jars that you're gonna pick up at the grocery store. Next, generating sales. The Friends generated sales from 2 channels. First was an e-commerce store, and the second was self-distribution to bars and restaurants around New York City. The founders had a lot of success pitching bars in their area to serve pickle juice shots. From there, Harris and Michael became masters at getting free press about their quirky beverage. Since pickle juice is a really unique product and it was able to be positioned as a healthy hangover product, there were a lot of different opportunities for PR, and there are all sorts of angles the team could pitch to major food blogs, media, and influencers to get press. For example, Delish did a video with them that generated more than 400,000 views on Facebook alone. Check it out. Brine Brothers also got mentioned on Barstool, The $20 Chef, NHL.com, Trend Hunter, CBS News, and USA Today, just to name a few. The founders spent countless hours direct messaging media and influencers on Instagram to drum up their PR. Through this grind, they were even able to land an NHL star. The star is seen here drinking pickle juice in the penalty box, and the founders were able to connect with him and white label a version of pickle juice drink called P20. But even with all this positive press, the reality is running any type of food and beverage business is extremely challenging. It's tough to turn a profit in the food business without massive scale and massive sales. There's usually not enough profit per unit to support paying an owner until you reach thousands or even tens of thousands of units sold every single month. In an interview on Starter Story, here's how the co-founder Harris described the business in his own words. It's been 3 years. Mike and I still have never taken a distribution from the company, not even our original investment. All of our profits go back into the business to grow and scale. We have sacrificed countless hours and efforts into growing our company. When you consider the input costs to buy bottles, labeling, manufacture, ship bottles to customers who purchase them online, there's no way the team could be making a profit, or at least not much profit, off an $11 bottle of pickle juice. On top of that, Brine Brothers were giving away tons of free samples by promoting their juice at special events. These giveaways aren't free to the owner of the company, and I'm sure they quickly ate away at whatever profits were left over. I am saddened to report that Brine Brothers stopped making new daily social media posts or responding to comments back in 2021, and their Shopify store is also no longer available online, and I suspect that they've gone out of business. I think the lesson here is even if you've got a really creative food or drink idea that is getting a lot of attention, you've still got to sit down and figure out what the total costs of your product will be and how much of it you're going to need to sell to make enough profit to sustain yourself. Unfortunately, I've seen the exact same sad story play out with so many other food brands, salsa brands, drink brands, whatever. Turning a profit selling something in a farmer's market on the weekend is one thing, but it's a totally different animal when you're creating a product that's going to be introduced into retail stores. Let me know what you think of this business in the comments below, and sign up to the channel where I share even more business ideas with revenue numbers every time.